in 1995 when he won 45% of the vote. But the second time through, it's a little different.
It's a lot like going into a dark room and someone just threw the lights on. Last time around, the room stayed dark and everything was a brand new experience.
Something else new is the opponent, Republican Paul Harris, in a district that has generally belonged to the GOP. But the race in the 58th is one of a handful of contests for empty seats in the House of Delegates. And in an election year when most House candidates are unopposed, this campaign will get a lot of attention from both parties. And Bruce Kirtley's campaign lists education as a priority.
We now know that education has a relationship to crime. Education has a relationship to economic prosperity. Education ultimately lends itself to an informed populace that's in a position to make informed decisions.
Election day isn't until November, and there are a lot of doors to knock on. In Albemarle County, Tim Murtaugh, Dateline 29 News.
The president of Italy has joined the call for Governor Allen to spare the life of condemned Virginia killer Joseph Odell. President Oscar Luigi Scalafaro said he was appealing to Allen. In another development, Odell's lawyers officially filed a clemency request with the governor today. Odell is scheduled to die by lethal injection Wednesday. Pope John Paul II and the Italian Parliament have also asked Governor Allen to stop the execution. The governor has rejected a request from Odell for further DNA tests, which his attorneys say could prove he did not murder and rape Helen Shartner in 1985.
The intense heat and humidity add up to trouble for dairy farmers on both sides of the Blue Ridge. Augusta County Extension Agent Jerry Swisher says the weather conditions are extremely stressful on dairy cattle. The result is herds that produce less milk and reproduce less frequently. Swisher says it's vital for dairy farmers to ensure that their cattle are kept in well-ventilated shelters and have access to plenty of cool, clean water. With rainfall levels well below average for the year and the heat pouring on, area farmers are definitely feeling the blow.
Yes, they are. Amy Butinsky talked with some Madison County farmers today at the county fair.
Madison County farmers need to feed their livestock. This takes hay, something that's not growing very well these days.
The production of hay is probably about a third less than what it was last year in a normal year.
So farmers are having to sell their livestock early or dip into this winter's store of hay. But these farmers at the Madison County Fair have another problem. They've got to show their animals, and these animals feel the heat.
They got to keep a lot of fresh, clean water to them on days like today, keep them drinking as much as they can.
Uncomfortable conditions can cause livestock to stop eating and lose weight. Not good when they're judged on size and musculature, so their owners have to control their temperature.
These animals cannot be left alone. Because of the hot conditions, they need constant supervision and a lot of cool air. Not only could the heat affect their show, but it could be fatal.
When it's too hot, you don't want to put water on because he could die of shock. You'd rather put a fan on him on high or medium. If it's not too hot and he's in the shade, you just might want to put some water on and cool him off.
Meanwhile, Madison County farmers are trying to beat the heat themselves and praying for rain. In Madison County, Amy Botinsky, Dateline 29 News.
Well, those prayers for rain seem to work for the Charlottesville area. We did see a downpour for a few minutes this afternoon.
Yeah, just a little bit of thunder and lightning too, I think. Well, is there any more action in the forecast? Robert Van Winkle is up next with the forecast.
Land Rover Discoveries frequently come home slightly more soiled than ordinary cars. But they still get washed exactly the same way. With soap and water.
Start your Land Rover adventure today at Land Rover Alexandria, Duke Street near the Telegraph Road Beltway exit.
Imagine a place where there's always something new going on, where people help you find just what you're looking for, from the latest styles to your old favorites. That's the way it is at Grand Piano and Furniture, where we're holding a sale on our most popular furniture. Sofas, love seats, chairs, any in stock upholstered piece now at least 40% off. The largest selection and thousands of items in stock. Through Monday, at least 40% off all upholstered furniture. Stop by and see how putting you first is just another day at Grand.
Valley Travel Service. Our work and dedication, your fun and relaxation. Whether it's a family affair, a golden opportunity, a honeymoon to remember, or strictly business, Valley Travel Service assures that your travel arrangements are affordable and hassle-free. So many things to do, so many places to do them. One travel agency to get you there. Valley Travel Service, Stanton.
Even with its legendary capability and fabled ruggedness, there are mountains Jeep Grand Cherokee will probably never climb. But don't bet on it. Now get 4.8% financing on Jeep Grand Cherokee.
See your Central Virginia Jeep and Eagle dealer.
We had a little bit of a surprise shower this afternoon.
Yeah,
Surprised
glad
me.
to see it. Yeah.
This is the time of year like wintertime when, we do the best to predict what we can predict, but every time we think we've got it down, something pops up to surprise us. And that thunderstorm today in Charlottesville was a little bit of a surprise, but fortunately it didn't last too long.
No, and a lot of people were grateful to see it. Any
Right.
rain we can get, we need.
Right. And it looks like we are in actually pretty good shape, folks, because at least for rain anyway in the future, Danny is continuing to produce very copious amounts of rain in the Gulf Coast, but the remnants of Hurricane Danny may move up to Virginia next week. And when we get the remnants of storms like that, we can look for some copious rain, and that's good news. Currently in Charlottesville, temperature is 83 degrees. Skies are partly cloudy. Southwest winds, the temperature today in Charlottesville hit 98 before my little shower this afternoon, and I'm going to show you how that just sort of boom, popped up on Doppler here in a second. 73 was the low this morning, and we got 1/1500ths of an inch. Valley weather right now, not much rain in the valley. 93 up to 99 degrees today at the Shenandoah Valley Airport. Very hot indeed. Partly cloudy, humidity at 37%. Let's take a look at our weather watches right now with high temperatures generally in the upper 90s for most of Augusta County, mid-90s in Rockingham, Page County checking in at 96 in Stanley. Move east to the Blue Ridge Mountains, very warm temperatures today. Madison hit 99 degrees. A little shower bringing some relief to Madison right now in some places. And look at these very, very warm temperatures. Not record-setting heat, but certainly enough to really get your attention this afternoon. Let's go down and take a look at Mobile, Alabama. The radar site for Mobile is showing you Hurricane Danny. Notice the typical counterclockwise circulation. There's the eye of the storm right there. 75-mile-per-hour winds, very little movement, just a slow drift to the northeast. Folks along the Gulf Coast right in through here are going to get 10 to 20 inches of rain in some places out of this as it moves into the Florida Panhandle and right in through there by tomorrow morning. We're going to keep an eye on that. First, let's go back and show you our afternoon today. See that activity? Watch right here. Watch right here. 132, 233. Boom. See how quickly that popped up? This can happen in the summer a lot around here when we get temperatures in the upper 90s with just a little bit of humidity in the mountains right through here. It creates the lift that punches the thunderstorm activity through the high pressure area sitting over top of us. So even though we were supposed to stay clear today, you can see we've punched up a few thunderstorms. Here's one in Madison and Culpeper, and right now it looks like Buckingham and southern Fluvanna picking up a little bit of rain activity. If you're following Danny, there it is to the south. The position of that hurricane puts it about 100 miles southwest of Mobile, Alabama. High pressure tonight's going to be nice and clear for tomorrow, and for the weekend ahead, a front is going to move to the south of us, and this front will usher in some drier and some cooler air. We're still going to get in the 80s, but it'll feel better because the humidity will be lower this weekend. Here's your forecast tonight. Muggy, some thunderstorms tonight, then fair skies. Temperatures around 70. For tomorrow, looks like a really nice way to start the weekend. Mostly sunny skies, not as hot because the humidity will be down a little bit for tomorrow. High temperature is still about 90 on Saturday, and we're not looking for rain tomorrow. That high and the lower humidity should really cap off the rain showers and not allow them to develop tomorrow. Here's the valley weather for Saturday. Less humid, sunny, high of about 90. Here's your planner for the weekend ahead. Sunday looks real good too, mostly clear, and I tell you what, a temperature of 87 degrees on Sunday is going to feel great compared to 97 that we felt today in most places. There on the screen you saw the indication on Tuesday and Wednesday next week that we may see some of Danny's rains move up the coast, or at least up the Appalachians, and that's still not a sure thing, but we'll keep an eye on it. Okay?
All righty.
Good.
Sounds good.
Thank
you, Robert. And when Dateline 29 News returns, Albemarle County Police take the plunge in search of stolen goods.
And One Area Vineyard is a toast of Virginia. We'll take you to Whitehall Vineyards next.
By 6 in the morning, Bobby Hartman is miles from home. You see, he's the local produce buyer for Giant Food.
Well, how's it been going, Jimmy? Oh, pretty good, Bob.
And getting local fruits and vegetables into your Giant when they're at their peak is what he does best.
Take a look at it. Okay.
Sweet, homegrown produce that's shipped the same day it's picked. Now, Bobby may have to drive around a bit, but for local produce, all you have to do is go to your Giant. Bobby wouldn't have it any other way.
Now, an important word from your Ford dealer. Plus, as in now get 4.8% APR for 48 months, plus up to $1,500 cash back on Escort, Contour, Taurus, Windstar, and ZX2. Not 4.8% or cash back. Not 4.8% and maybe if you're nice to us cash back. Not 4.8% and if you know the secret code cash back. You get both, but only through July 26th. With the most repeat buyers, we often say,
welcome back.
the Honda 97 clearance is coming. Timing is everything, isn't it?
Dateline Friday. 1 year ago, Ann Allen's world was shattered. Her husband and son were aboard TWA Flight 800. A year of heartache and healing.
Dateline tonight
on NBC.
Dateline Monday. A son who kidnapped his father.
The only goal was to keep my father alive.
He claims mom wants dad dead.
I'm not a murderer.
But the courts say dad belongs at home. And a terrifying twist.
My father's listed in critical condition.
An unbelievable custody battle.
Dateline Monday
on NBC.
And welcome back to Dateline 29 News. The Albemarle County Police Department is diving for clues.
Yeah, this is interesting. The department's underwater recovery team plunged into the depths of a quarry today in search of stolen goods. Our Kara Sundlin has the story.
Albemarle County Police are taking off their uniforms and strapping on wetsuits. These officers are part of the department's underwater recovery team that formed in the spring of 1995. Their job is to search the waters, however cold or murky they may be, for crime evidence.
In the past, most of what we found have been vehicles, but underwater you can find all kinds of stolen property or other evidence. When people want to get rid of it, they see the water's a good place to throw it and never get found.
Police dove in to retrieve a canoe they spotted on an earlier dive bringing up a stolen vehicle. They found the canoe after only about 10 minutes of searching.
We went about 70 feet. Down to the bottom, and Rob was on the search line holding it for me, and I was doing a pendulum search, and about the fourth swipe on the pendulum search, I found the canoe.
But bringing the canoe up proved to be a more difficult task. The team failed to recover the canoe on their first attempt.
It appears that the lift bag broke loose from where it was tied to the canoe. That part of the canoe broke loose.
On their second try, police were successful. Police recovered the canoe from the quarry and found that it had been sunk with 2 large cement cinder blocks. Someone had sunk it on purpose, and police believe the canoe was stolen. Police expected to find a canoe matching the description of one stolen from the Forest Lake community in July of 1993. This is not a match, but police are continuing their investigation.
We're going to check with the Game Commission on the registration number, see if we find out who the canoe belonged to and how it ended up here.
In Albemarle County, Kara Sunderland, Dateline 29 News.
Interesting stuff. The National Geographic Society brought its summer workshop to the Shenandoah Valley this week. Teachers from every state, Canada, and Puerto Rico are touring the valley. They spent the day at the McCormick Farm in Steele's Tavern. They were learning about geography, history, the environment, and culture.
Geography is a way of looking at the world, not only when you look out at the landscape, what's there, but how does that relate to the other places in the world? And now that we economically are so tied together, we need to understand not only our own place, but how our place is connected to other places in the world.
Lewis says schools are overlooking the importance of geography in the curriculum. Teachers in the summer workshop will help develop plans for National Geography Week, which will be observed in November. We turn our attention to Waynesboro now. Waynesboro needs millions of dollars worth of capital improvements in its public schools.
The city's high school is a prime example of the problem. Ken Slack takes us inside.
This is the Waynesboro High School most of us see, a stately historic building that dates back to 1937. But 60 years of wear and tear have taken their toll on these hallowed halls. School officials have compiled a long list of short and long-term capital needs.
Some of the structural issues include masonry and window systems that are all very outdated, very inefficient. Electrical, mechanical, basic systems are in great need for updating and modernization. And aesthetics, obviously, are very dated and need to be upgraded. So that's just a start, and there's lots of other things to be done as well.
Other needs address issues of safety, like asbestos in floor tiles and boiler rooms, a photography darkroom with no fire exit, and the lack of a complete sprinkler system. Add to that several areas without wheelchair access, a gymnasium too small for district competition, and the need for upgrades in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. A recent facilities study placed a price tag on the complete renovation of Waynesboro High, $21 million.
You start wondering, should you just replace the schools instead of trying to renovate them, and which is the most economical? And obviously, I think there's a lot of things that could be done that is not going to cost us $21 million to additions and so forth to this present school that will save us some money.
We knew that when we set up the menu of things that need to be done, we would have to attack it one project at a time, over time, and we were committed to doing that.
The greatest needs are here at the high school and at Westwood Hills Elementary. But school officials know they've barely begun a long-term campaign to improve and update nearly all of the city's schools. In Waynesboro, Ken Slack, Dateline 29 News.
Sorely needed improvements
Yeah,
here.
it looks like it. Looks like it.
Well, in other news, some Charlottesville restaurants are serving a number of varieties of fine wines from an award-winning Albemarle County vineyard.
And in addition, tourists have been flocking for over a year now to sample the scenic view and taste the grape. Kevin Henry takes us to the Whitehall Vineyards.
The grapes began growing in 1991 at the Whitehall Vineyards, located at the foot of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Tony and Edie Champ realized a long-time dream when they opened for business after Tony's corporate career in Manhattan.
As I started my career, I got involved with wine, with dinners and so forth, and really fell in love with it, and then had some assignments that got me to California, started to visit the wineries, caught the romance, if you will.
19.5 acres are currently planted here at Whitehall Vineyards. 9.5 acres will be harvested come September. The first harvest came in 1994. It was a good year, but it was the 1995 harvest that brought some statewide and national recognition.
This spring, our Cabernet Sauvignon won the Governor's Cup here in the state of Virginia. Also, we bottled a Cabernet Franc in '95, and it won a gold medal in the Dallas Morning News National Wine Competition. So that was a big boost for us as well.
That's great for Whitehall, obviously, but it's also great for Virginia wines, and that we're demonstrating that we are obviously equal to, or in some cases better than, the national competition.
Virginia boasts about 50 wineries, which the Champs say cooperate with each other rather than compete against each other. And the response, it's been good. 11 Charlottesville restaurants serve wines from Whitehall Vineyards, while the winery, opened in June of last year, offers free tours and wine tasting 7 days a week.
The acceptance has been phenomenal.
In Albemarle County, Kevin Henry, Dateline 29 News.
Well, Tom James is up next with all of today's sports action. Stay tuned for that.
And meantime, on Wall Street, the stock market dropped today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was off more than 130 points to 7,890. Declining issues led advancers by 5-2. The S&P 500 composite fell a little more than 15 points. The NASDAQ composite slipped more than 20.
University Village is the retirement community you can really call home. A special place where you're free to live the good life in a comfortable, secure setting, making your own choices, meeting interesting people, and enjoying the peace of mind of personalized health care, all in the beautiful climate of scenic Charlottesville. No place else gives you all of this, plus the benefits of home ownership. Find out why so many are choosing to make University Village their home. Call 977-3085 for more information.
Sorry, Miss Luck, it's not ready yet.
Not ready? It's just a wand. How hard could it be?
Well, you got your worn washers, and the filter was all clogged with fairy dust or whatever, and the star points, they all needed sharpening.
You're not playing with it, are you? Because you can get in big trouble if you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, no. No.
Estimated lotto jackpot, $5 million.
Everybody's swinging into McDonald's for the big summer deal in honor of Disney's big summer movie, George of the Jungle, now in theaters. They're swinging in at breakfast for 2 sausage McMuffins with egg for just $2.
Morning, Bill.
Mary, what could be simpler? Huh? Well, there's George. So we repeat for George. 2 morning fresh sausage McMuffins with egg for $2, or 2 beefy quarter pounders with cheese for $2.
Swinging back for lunch?
Wild animals couldn't keep me away.
At the Mickey D's.
Families enjoy the outdoors, a pleasant hike along natural trails, the harmony of rushing water with the majesty of creation. Treat your family to one of the world's 7 natural wonders, Natural Bridge. It's right in your backyard, an easy, short drive away. There are other attractions like the Wax Museum and Natural Bridge Caverns, with 3 restaurants to try, a gift shop to explore, convenient accommodations on site, and the natural beauty of Natural Bridge, the perfect family day trip. Experience the wonder of it all.
Tom James joins us now with some very disturbing news.
Yeah, about a Virginia basketball player.
Yeah, Virginia basketball player Courtney Alexander was arrested this afternoon. We don't know too much as far as the details right now. We hope to learn more about it this evening, but it doesn't look like good news for Virginia. Virginia basketball player Courtney Alexander arrested earlier this afternoon. Albemarle County Police say Alexander is charged with the assault of his girlfriend. Police were alerted to the situation via a 911 call, and we hope to have further details for you tonight at 11. He has been to the Pro Bowl. He's helped make the Washington Redskins a winning team again, and now, finally, quarterback Gus Frerotte has the contract he has wanted and deserves. Frerotte today put pen to paper on a 4-year, $18 million deal, and if that doesn't sound sweet enough, he'll also get a $5 million signing bonus. Pretty nice raise for a guy who's made the NFL's minimum salary despite starting 31 games the last 3 seasons. Frerotte played all but 1 down last season. He threw for over 3,400 yards and carried a quarterback rating of 79.3. He also had a good Pro Bowl showing as an alternate. Both Frerotte and Coach Norv Turner reacted to the signing today at Skins Camp.
Are you happy to get it over with? I mean, just get it signed, sealed, delivered, and life goes on?
Right, exactly. Very happy with that.
I just think John Cook, has done a great job in getting this thing done, and I'm excited about it.
Another guy who is still waiting for just the right deal is New York Jets #1 pick James Ferrier, the linebacker out of Virginia, who was the 8th overall selection in this year's draft, is the only one of the Jets picks yet to sign. Ferrier has a new agent, and word is he and the Jets are close to reaching an agreement. To some, the idea of having amateur golfers competing straight up with pros is not all that fair, but that's the way it's always been at the Crown Royal Open, and after amateur Keith Decker's win there last year, the pros may be the only ones complaining. This morning, at Willow Oaks, a pro did steal the show. Richmond pro Ronnie Kelly fired a 69, tying him for the lead at 3 under with first-round co-leader Tony DeLuca. DeLuca struggled to a 1 over 73 this morning. There are still golfers on the course, so the lead could be changing. We will have complete highlights tonight at 11. Gambling is legal in Scotland, and when it came time for the Brits to bet on who would win this weekend's British Open, all the usual names came up. Norman, Faldo, Woods, Montgomery, and Lehman. Not too many picked Darren Clark, and now they may have some regrets. Royal Troon's ferocity was asleep today for the second round, so Darren Clark went from first-round co-leader to second-round leader all by himself. Clark shot 66 today to grab the lead at 9 under. Here's American Justin Leonard, the eagle putt on number 6. Leonard is 7 under after 2 rounds. He's 2 shots back. Then Jesper Parnevik cranked it out of the spinach on number 16. He would punch it pretty close here, and he is 3 back of the lead at 6 under par. Meanwhile, Tiger Woods, more trouble today. He gets all grass and no golf ball on this shot. It led to a quadruple bogey. Tiger finished 4 over par. It is tough to race stock cars when it's wet. At Pocono today, rain delayed qualifying for Sunday's Pennsylvania 500 for a time. When they finally hit the track, Joe Nemechek grabbed the pole. We will have complete top 5 scoreboard for you on the top 5 pole positions for the race. The race is Sunday. We'll have that for you tonight at 11.
Okay, thanks, Tom. When we come back, we're going to take you to a luau. Stay tuned.
Like the RAV4, the Sidekick Sports ladder box frame was built specifically to go off-road, which comes in handy when you want to go off-road. The Suzuki Sidekick Sport. It's what an SUV ought to be.
Now, for a limited time, lease a new Sport 4x4 for just $199 a month at your Charlottesville, Harrisonburg area Suzuki dealers.
Johnny Bench for S&K's summer clearance sale.
Right now is the best time of the summer to save on menswear. At S&K Summer Clearance Sale, you'll find thousands of handsome suits starting at 2 for $199.90. And during this once-a-year summer clearance, all summer silk sport coats and sportswear are 20 to 33% off. S&K's already low prices. Summer's just heating up, and at S&K, prices are coming down.
I see.
So where are you going to buy your next suit?
Shop S&K in Albemarle Square Shopping Center. Call 1-800-644-SUIT.
Now, an important word from your Ford dealer. Plus, as in now get 4.8% APR for 48 months, plus up to $1,500 cash back on Escort, Contour, Taurus, Windstar, and ZX2. Not 4.8% or cash back, not 4.8% and maybe if you're nice to us cash back, not 4.8% and if you know the secret code cash back. You get both, but only through July 26th. With the most repeat buyers, we often say,
welcome back.
Closed captioning for this Dateline 29 newscast is brought to you through a grant from Wolf and Farmer, attorneys concentrating in Social Security disability cases.
University Village is the retirement community you can really call home. A special place where you're free to live the good life in a comfortable, secure setting, making your own choices, meeting interesting people, and enjoying the peace of mind of personalized health care, all in the beautiful climate of scenic Charlottesville. No place else gives you all of this, plus the benefits of home ownership. Find out why so many are choosing to make University Village their home. Call 977-3085 for more information.
And finally tonight in this hot weather, what could be better than a luau?
I can't think of anything. Well, today, Charlottesville City School students got a taste of summer fun with a summer luau. Bill Duvall has more.
What do you get when you bring 160 kids together for limbo dancing, tattooing, and pineapple bowling? Well, if you say it sounds like a luau, you would be right. Take a little bit of Hawaii, move it here to Charlottesville, and you get just what these Charlottesville City School kids are enjoying, a little bit of summer luau fun. What kind of things are you doing here at the luau?
There's this sand thing. There's a sand, you glue stuff and you put sand over the...
I see you've got one in your hand. Let's see what you've got there. Show us. That's your name, isn't it?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Very good. What's the most fun?
Tattoos.
Tattoos, huh? Let's see your tattoo. Very nice. Then there's something everybody's talking about. It's called tininkling. Tininkling? What's that?
Well, what you do is you have two sticks and you tap them down and then you go in and you're trying to go through them, trying to go through the sticks before they hit you.
Tininkling, along with everything else, gives these kids of the Charlottesville Summer School program, grades K through 7, a chance to get out, have some fun, and learn about some exotic cultures. They also see some exotic sights, like these guys, these wild bobcats and cougar from Meadow Sweet Farms.
We've been doing a tropical paradise theme for 2 weeks, and they've done murals, they've done grass skirts, they've done leis. We've been doing different things about the tropics, and today we are just coming all together and bringing all the camp programs together to celebrate it.
And minus the beautiful beaches of Hawaii, this luau brings just a little taste of the islands to the kids here at home. Fun and educational at the same time. In Charlottesville, Bill Duvall, Dateline 29 News.
And they have a big event like this every year. Last year they had a fair. And that's it for us for right now. Have a good weekend, and thanks for watching.
See you later.
A wet and wild day along the Gulf Coast as Hurricane Danny sweeps ashore, stronger than expected, and there's more to come. Andrew Cunanan, he's still out there somewhere as the FBI and Florida authorities work round the clock on finding him. The Versace family is vowing to go on with the design empire. NBC News in depth, an exclusive trip inside the Seawolf, America's newest superweapon. But at $2 billion a copy, is this necessary?
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening and welcome to the hurricane season. With the first to hit land now
changing course, it now looks like it will make landfall in the Florida Panhandle region in the next 6 to 12 hours. Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Winnie. The hurricane has already left one fatality in its wake. We go to Ginger Allen, who has the latest on Danny from the coast of Mississippi. Ginger?
We are back out here along Pascagoula Beach tonight, where we are waiting for the eye of the storm to possibly come in and hit. We have just received reports within the last couple of hours that at least one person has died as a result of Hurricane Danny. Authorities found a swamped sailboat along Fort Morgan, Alabama, inside a body. Now that increases the impact of this storm. All along we have been reporting that it's only a 1 on a scale of 1 to 5. But this could be a sign that that impact is increasing. So far, havoc is what Hurricane Danny is delivering. In Grand Isle, Louisiana, tossing shrimping boats around like toys, slamming them into the sand, turning mobile home parks on their sides, sending many people running for cover.
We'll get ready to leave if we have to.
Please line the streets of Pascagoula, Mississippi. Go away, Danny. We don't want you. While some try bargaining with Mother Nature, others are enjoying it, leaning over the edge to capture her picture and riding the waves she is brewing. And still others are searching for comfort, staple items. In Mobile, Alabama, residents are hitting the checkout lines, preparing to check in, at least until Danny passes. Back out here along the beaches tonight, the storm is expected to hit somewhere between Biloxi, Mississippi and Florida sometime around midnight. It's expected to bring 10 to 20 inches of rain with it. That could cause flooding, and in turn that could spawn tornadoes. Along the beaches of Mississippi, I'm Ginger Allen reporting for NBC News. Now back to you.
Okay, Ginger Allen reporting live tonight. 2 other weather-related news. Excessive heat in Philadelphia has turned deadly. 2 elderly men died today due to heat-related causes, bringing the total number dead to 4 as drought-like conditions continue to take its toll on that city. After weeks of excessive heat and little rainfall, state officials have declared a drought watch for the city and 34 counties in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvanians are also being urged to conserve water and avoid burning their trash until the heat wave lets up. Meteorologists are not expecting any rain to hit that area until about Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. A little boy killed by a mountain lion in Rocky Mountain National Park has now been identified. The 10-year-old Lakewood resident had been hiking with his family yesterday afternoon when the attack happened. Sandra Fiedler has more.
The deadly attack happened here, an ideal spot for a mountain lion to catch its prey, an area where deer graze. Unfortunately, when 10-year-old Mark Mitema strolled down this path yesterday, he had no idea he was walking into danger.
A female mountain lion obviously stalked him and attacked him and was successful in killing the young child.
Young children running down the trail are about the right size as game to them.
The boy's parents were walking about 3 to 4 minutes behind their son. Initially, when they saw him lying on the ground, they thought he was just fooling around, until they saw a mountain lion dragging him by the neck off the trail. Mom and Dad chased the mountain lion into the forest, and hikers would help perform CPR for about an hour, but it was too late.
Mountain lions are hunters, they're predators, and on a rare occasion they do look at small children as prey.
This ranger killed the lion when it returned to the same site several hours later.
After the scene was clear and it would quiet down, it returned looking for its prey.
Warnings about mountain lions remain on this trail. They've been here for years. Rangers are considering putting up additional ones. But for now, this spot will remain one of the most popular trails at Rocky Mountain National Park.
And that was Sandra Fiedler reporting. To news closer to home, the president of Italy has joined the call for Governor Allen to spare the life of condemned Virginia killer Joseph Odell. President Oscar Luigi Scafaro has said he was appealing to Allen. In another development, Odell's lawyers officially filed a clemency request with the governor today. Odell is scheduled to die by lethal injection on Wednesday. Pope John Paul II and the Italian Parliament also have asked Allen to stop the execution. Allen has rejected a request from Odell for further DNA testing, which his attorneys say could prove he did not rape and murder a Virginia Beach woman in 1985. Chances that our taxes will be cut by our next governor were reduced today by the Senate Finance Committee. Randy Davis has more from Richmond.
In his campaign for governor, Democrat Don Byers says if elected, he'll fight to lift the state sales tax on non-prescription drugs. Republican rival Jim Gilmore says if he's elected, the personal property tax on the first $20,000 of a car's value would be eliminated. Both ideas are popular with the public, but these are the people who have to pay the piper. And they're not so sure the projected budget surplus the candidates are counting on will be there come Inauguration Day.
The data we receive over the next few months will be critical.
What if there's a stock market crash or the national economy turns sour?
And then you use the current official revenue forecast and you find we're about $500 million in the hole.
Now, how does each party feel about their candidate's plan to cut taxes?
What we as a General Assembly do in modifying the executive's budget, whomever that might be, is one we're going to have to look at very closely because there are many needs that we have to cover.
And I think this might put a halt to any tax decreases, at least put it on hold for a while until all the numbers can be digested.
The chairman of the Democratic caucus says it's too late for the candidates to take back their promises, but that voters have a right to ask both of them a question.
How are you going to do that with the existing revenues and even with the surplus, which we know is not going to take care of all those needs?
Finance Chairman John Chichester's advice, temper your zeal over any state surplus and don't come to Richmond in January, quote, full of vinegar. I'm Randy Davis for Dateline 29 News.
And while Hurricane Danny is wreaking havoc down south, we could be looking at some relief from the heat. Tracy Lewis is up next with details. Stay tuned for your weekend forecast.
Welcome back. Your local Ford dealers have more repeat buyers than anyone else in town. And now get low 4.8% APR for 48 months on every 97 Ford Explorer in stock. That's 4.8 financing on every Explorer 2-door, 4-door, Limited, and Eddie Bauer. And 4.8 APR can save you up to $3,400 in finance charges. But hurry, 4.8% APR on Explorer is a limited time offer. With the most repeat buyers, we often say, welcome back.
Sakura, the freshest and finest in Japanese dining. Sit at our sushi bar and sample light, healthy elegance as you watch our chef artisan at work. If you have a group, reserve our traditional tatami room and experience the range of Japanese cuisine. Sakura has the only complete Japanese kitchen in the area, so come be our guest for lunch or dinner 7 days a week. Sakura, fine Japanese dining on 14th Street, across from the parking garage, Charlottesville.
I'm Gordon Latter for Kane Furniture. Fashion, quality, and value. That's what you look for when you're shopping for furniture. And that's what you'll find during Kane's store-wide summer clearance sale. Save on a great selection of beautiful home furnishings and bedding. Styles you won't see in other stores. And take up to 6 months to pay interest-free. It's the sale you've been waiting for, and it's happening now at Kane's.
With Kane Furniture, you'll have a home fashioned just for you.
Dateline 29 News at sunrise, weekdays at 6 a.m.
Tracy Lewis joins us now. It looks like we could see some cooler temperatures this weekend.
Some cooler temperatures are on the way thanks to a front coming in from Canada right now. After a hot and humid week, relief is in sight for this weekend. I'll have more on that for you in a moment. But let's take a look at what's currently going on outside in our studios in downtown Charlottesville right now. Currently it's 79 degrees. Winds are out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Our humidity is holding at 70%. We did receive some rain today from a storm that came through our area briefly around 3:30 or 4, dumped about 0.15 of an inch on us today with some fierce lightning and thunder. In the valley, about 83 degrees right now, westerly winds 6 miles per hour, and humidity holding at 60%. Let's take a look at what our weather watchers had to report for today. Temperatures for the most part were in the mid to upper 90s today. Another hot and steamy day to end the work week. We heard 97 degrees from Louisa, 93 from Orange, 96 from Stanley, and 98 in Waynesboro. Now, we do still have some scattered showers and thunderstorms moving through our area right now, a particularly heavy shower moving through southern Albemarle County and into Fluvanna. Now, we are keeping track of a particularly heavy system coming through the panhandle of West Virginia right now. Now, some little isolated showers may break off and clip through the top of our portion of our viewing area right now, so we will keep some scattered showers in the forecast for the remainder of tonight. Now, of course, the big story in the headlines tonight is Hurricane Danny. Now, Hurricane Danny is currently about 45 miles south of Alabama right now. Its winds are sustaining at 75 miles per hour with gusts up to 85 miles per hour. Now, Danny's moving relatively slowly in a northeasterly direction, about 5 to 6 miles per hour, and we do expect it to hit landfall a little west of Pensacola, Florida, sometime tomorrow morning. Now, as usual, when tropical systems hit land, they do decrease their wind speed, but with this storm, we're really worried about the heavy rains that are going to inundate the area and cause potentially severe flooding, as all the areas in its path may receive up to 10 to 20 inches of rain tomorrow and through Sunday. We also do see some severe weather up in the northern states today. This is associated with the advancement of a front that is moving southward. Now, of course, this is the front that is going to provide our relief for the rest of the weekend. As it moves southward, it is going to stagnate about in the southern portion of Virginia and northern North Carolina. This may kick off an isolated thunderstorm or two, but this is going to bring cooler temperatures throughout the weekend. As it advances further south, it's going to give us a cooler day on Sunday. Highs only in the mid to upper 80s, which is going to be a nice way to end the week. Let's take a look at the forecast for tonight. Partly cloudy with scattered storms, perhaps. Highs in the lows in the 70 to 75 in central Virginia and 67 to 72 in the valley. For tomorrow in central Virginia, mostly sunny, not as hot. Highs about 90 degrees tomorrow in the valley. Less humid, mostly sunny skies. Highs around 90 degrees as well. Let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. We can see things cooling off just in time for the weekend, but then things are going to increase again around Monday and Tuesday as we could see some moisture entering our area.
Okay, well, we'll take the 80s as long as we can get them, that's for sure.
That's right.
Say goodbye to the 90s for a couple days anyways. Thanks so much, Tracy.
You're welcome.
Well, still to come, members of the Albemarle County Police Department went hunting for stolen goods today, only their search took them underwater. We'll explain next. Also coming up, a reunion of sorts took place on the UVA corner this evening. We'll show you when Dateline 29 News returns.
Imagine a place where there's always something new going on, where people help you find just what you're looking for, from the latest styles to your old favorites. That's the way it is at Grand Piano and Furniture, where we're holding a sale on our most popular furniture. Sofas, love seats, chairs, any in stock upholstered piece now at least 40% off. The largest selection and thousands of items in stock. Through Monday, at least 40% off all upholstered furniture. Stop by and see how putting you first is just another day at Grand.
Don't miss the end of summer sale at Freestyle this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, July 18th, 19th, and 20th. All men's and women's sportswear 40% off. All 1997 fashion swimwear 40% off. A great selection of sandals 20 to 40% off. Selected inline skates reduced up to 50%, and many other models reduced 20 to 40%. Be sure to check out Freestyle's new water ski and wakeboard department. Don't miss the end of summer sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Freestyle in Berkmar Crossing.
The Honda 97 clearance is coming. Timing is everything, isn't it?
This week on Regis and Kathy Lee, look who's live. It's that hot new group, Sister Hazel, All For You. Plus,
I expect you to treat me with a little bit of respect.
how little? Drew Carey's cosmetically challenged sparring partner, Kathy Kinney.
Good one, pig.
And three-time Grammy winner, K.D. Lang. Get it live with Regis and Kathy Lee.
Monday morning at 9 on NBC 29.
Members of the local chapter of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference were out at a supermarket in Albemarle County this evening. Their mission? To collect more funds to get some young members to Atlanta. The SCLC will hold its annual conference in Atlanta in 2 weeks, and local members plan to be there. but they are still about $1,800 short. Local organizers say the event is designed to teach children and young adults about the past and to help them build their futures.
Young black children need to educate themselves about their history, about economics, about politicians, everything political. They need to learn about it, and they don't know. So it's important that they know and that they learn about it and they learn how to be a part of it.
President Clinton and Michael Jordan are among the celebrities scheduled to attend the conference in 2 weeks. The Albemarle County Police Department's underwater recovery team plunged into the depths of a quarry in search of stolen goods today. Kara Sunland reports.
Albemarle County Police are taking off their uniforms and strapping on wetsuits. These officers are part of the department's underwater recovery team that formed in the spring of 1995. Their job is to search the waters, however cold or murky they may be, for crime evidence.
In the past, most of what we found have been vehicles, but underwater you can find all kinds of stolen property or other evidence. When people want to get rid of it, they see the water is a good place to throw it and never get found.
Police dove in to retrieve a canoe they spotted on an earlier dive bringing up a stolen vehicle. They found the canoe after only about 10 minutes of searching.
We went about 70 feet down to the bottom, and Rob was on the search line holding it for me. And I was doing a pendulum search, and about the fourth swipe on the pendulum search, I found the canoe.
But bringing the canoe up proved to be a more difficult task. The team failed to recover the canoe on their first attempt.
It appears that the lift bag broke loose from where it was tied to the canoe. That part of the canoe broke loose.
On their second try, police were successful. Police recovered the canoe from the quarry and found that it had been sunk with 2 large cement cinder blocks. Someone had sunk it on purpose, and police believe the canoe was stolen. Police expected to find a canoe matching the description of one stolen from the Forest Lake community in July of 1993. This is not a match, but police are continuing their investigation.
We're going to check with the Game Commission on the registration number, find out who the canoe belonged to and how it ended up here.
In Albemarle County, Kara Sunderland, Dateline 29 News.
Democrat Bruce Kirtley says his campaign for the House of Delegates will center mostly on education. Kirtley is in the midst of his second run for the House of Delegates in the 58th District. He narrowly lost to retiring delegate Peter Way in 1995. And he says a responsible society places education above all other issues.
We now know that education has a relationship to crime, education has a relationship to economic prosperity, education ultimately lends itself to an informed populace that's in a position to make informed decisions.
Kirtley is facing Republican Paul Harris in the November election. Mincer's bookstore, located on Charlottesville's UVA corner, was the site of a small reunion tonight. Local writer Coy Barefoot brought together former residents of the corner area for a photo session. Barefoot is writing a book on the history of the area and the changes that have taken place since the founding of the University of Virginia. He says that speaking with former corner district residents has been rewarding not only for him, but for the former residents who appreciate the chance to stroll down memory lane.
Every single person I've run into has very fond memories of the university community, without exception. Some of them will tell you that it won't ever be like the old days again. Some of them say nothing has changed. But all of them have been really kind and helpful and fascinating.
And Barefoot says he expects his book to be on the shelves by next fall. Well, when Dateline 29 News returns, if you can't make it to the Madison County Fair this weekend, not to worry. We're going to take you there next.
Everybody's swinging into McDonald's for the big summer deal in honor of Disney's big summer movie, George in the Jungle, now in theaters. They're swinging in at breakfast for 2 sausage McMuffins with egg for just $2.
Morning, Bill.
Mary, what could be simpler? Huh? Well, there's George. So we repeat for George. 2 morning fresh sausage McMuffins with egg for $2, or 2 beefy quarter pounders with cheese for $2.
Swinging back for lunch, wild animals couldn't keep me away.
Come see for yourself what everybody's talking about. At Phillips Warehouse, seeing is believing. And with over 14,000 square feet, you won't believe the bargains. From office supplies and furniture to unique gifts and cellular phones, the inventory is always changing with the next truck that rolls in. What'd you get off the truck this time, Mr. Phillips?
Wash your car in no time with the Swab It pole set for just $24.95. And be sure to pick up the Sherman Brass Raven hose nozzle, just $11.95.
Tell your friends about Phillips Warehouse Sales, Route 29 near Ruckersville.
If you've been waiting to buy a new minivan, the Dodge Big Summer Clearance plays right into your hands. You see, it's even bigger than you might think. With up to $1,000 cash back on Caravan, or pay this low price for our 7-passenger Caravan, making it the lowest price minivan in the industry. So hurry to the Dodge Big Summer Clearance, because if you haven't figured it out already, it's big. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Rosie O'Donnell is going Hollywood.
Tons of stars, Rosie's looking good.
Here we are at Universal Studios, Hollywood.
Next, Rosie, it's Billy Crystal.
We're in L.A.
And the red-hot Drew Carey. Plus, in honor of President's Day, the Presidents of the United States of America perform. That's Rosie in L.A. next time.
It's all that from the big Beverly Hills that Rosie's reach. It's all that and more. She's in L.A.
Monday afternoon at 4 on NBC 29.
Farm animals all over the area have been affected by the recent heat. The animals at the Madison County Fair have to look good while bearing with it. The pigs, cows, and goats here feel the heat, yet not all of them can be sprayed with water to help keep them cool.
It's too hot. You don't want to put water on him because he could die of shock. You'd rather put a fan on him on high or medium.
Farmers say the crowds and heat can make animals nervous, causing some of them to stop eating.
Some of these cattle will be losing weight while they're here at the fair. But once they get home and they calm down and get back on feed, they should be able to gain the weight that they've lost.
Meanwhile, the owners are sweating hard to keep their animals in award-winning condition. Well, the festivities at the Madison County Fair continued on tonight, and Tim Furlong was there to catch all the action.
Ah, the fair. It's hard to resist. The food, the rides.
Some of them make you sick. It makes you real sick because I've been on there like 3 or 4 times already.
The food, the music, and most of all, the food. These puppies are actually wrestling over the last piece of a funnel cake. The fair is a night out for the family, a chance to experience some wildlife and some not-so-wild life. It's a ringer of a good time, with everything from mystery and intrigue to, well, sheep. And did I mention the food? Pizza, shaved ice, steak sandwiches imported from Philadelphia. Well, maybe not really from Philly. There's even egg rolls. The fair is not politics as usual. Or maybe it is. But regardless, though, the fair is just a few days of the year where everything else in the world just seems to be all right. In Madison County, Tim Furlong, Dateline 29 News.
And the bad thing is, folks, they didn't bring back any for us. And coming up next, another UVA player is in trouble with the law. Tom James has that story coming up next in sports. But before the break, check out today's numbers on Wall Street. And it's Friday night, folks, and that means it's time for the big game. Here are all of tonight's winning numbers from the Virginia Lottery.
Sorry, Miss Luck, it's not ready yet.
Not ready? It's just a wand. How hard could it be?
Well, you got your worn washers, and the filter was all clogged with fairy dust or whatever, and the star points, they all needed sharpening.
You're not playing with it, are you? Because you can get in big trouble if you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, no. No.
Estimated lotto jackpot, $5 million.
You don't have to drive all over the region to compare all the major makes of vehicles. One stop does it. Pantop's Auto Center offers late model, low mileage used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities from all major manufacturers, and all in one place. Plus, we offer bumper-to-bumper factory warranties on our vehicles. See our tremendous selection and try the great savings. You'll save thousands and get a finance plan. Tailor-made finance plans, all handled right at the dealership. Make just one stop. Pantop's Auto Center, Route 250 at the top of Pantop, Charlottesville.
Nothing is more relaxing than the rhythms of nature. A pleasant hike along natural trails with a view to the majesty of creation. For your next family getaway or corporate retreat, visit one of the world's 7 natural wonders. Natural Bridge. There are conference centers on site, convenient accommodations, 3 restaurants to try, a gift shop to explore, plus other attractions like the Wax Museum and Natural Bridge Caverns. And the natural beauty that is Natural Bridge, the perfect getaway. Experience the wonder of it all.
Valley Travel Service. Our work and dedication, your fun and relaxation. Whether it's a family affair, a golden opportunity, a honeymoon to remember, or strictly business, Valley Travel Service assures that your travel arrangements are affordable and hassle-free. So many things to do, so many places to do them. One travel agency to get you there. Valley Travel Service, Stanton.
Closed captioning for this Dateline 29 newscast is brought to you through a grant from Wolf and Farmer, attorneys concentrating in Social Security disability cases.
Tom James is here. Bad news for the basketball team at UVA tonight.
Yeah, surprising news coming down today, and one that will certainly have adverse effects on the entire Virginia athletic program. Turbulent news to report tonight concerning the Virginia AD athletic program. Cavalier basketball player Courtney Alexander was arrested this afternoon and charged with assault. There you see Alexander, a junior guard at UVA. Albemarle County Police say shortly after 2 p.m. today, they responded to a 911 call on Georgetown Road in Charlottesville. When they arrived, a female said to be 21 years old told them that she was assaulted by Alexander. Alexander, who is 20 years old, was charged with the assault. He is being held on $2,000 bond. No official response yet from the university. We will certainly be following this situation closely. Scores were down today in the second round of the Crown Royal Open in Richmond. All the players from our area have fallen out of contention, but there was still a lot of good golf today. Out to Willow Oaks we go. Former touring pro Robert Wren on the last hole for birdie. And it's on the money. Wren shot 71. He is 5 back of the lead at 4 under. Vinnie Giles on the 9th, the birdie try. And this one has just enough turns to go down. 69 for Giles. He's at -6, 3 back of the lead. Then amateur Jerry Wood with the birdie roll at the 9th. It goes in. Wood is 8 under par, just 1 behind the leader. John Rollins, he shows the way. A dazzling 67 today for Rollins. He misses the birdie here, but he is 1 up on Wood at 9 under par. Take a look now. This is how the leaders stand through the first 2 rounds. Second round of the British Open today at Royal Troon, and another strong showing from Northern Ireland golfer Darren Clarke. He had the all-around game working. Clarke shot 66 today to grab the lead at 9 under. He's 2 ahead of this guy, American Justin Leonard. Leonard is 7 under after 2 rounds. Jesper Parnevik stands 3 back at 6 under. Fred Couples and David Tapping are at 5 under par with 2 rounds to play. Finally, says Washington Redskin quarterback Gus Frerotte. Today, at long last, Frerotte and the Skins agreed on a long-term contract. The deal is for 4 years, $18 million, and Gus will also be getting a $5 million signing bonus. Frerotte has been playing under the NFL's minimum salary the last 3 years, despite starting 31 games in that time. 2 NASCAR qualifying today at Pocono for Sunday's Pennsylvania 500. It was delayed by rain for a while. When they finally got the engines revved, Joe Nemechek had the fastest car, and he will be on the pole Sunday for the race. Now, the top 5 for Sunday's Pennsylvania 500. He is a world-renowned tennis guru. Dennis Vandermeer was in Charlottesville tonight to give a free clinic at the Boar's Head Country Club. Some of you may remember Vandermeer as the man responsible for starting the Boar's Head Tennis Club back in the 1970s. These days, he's better known for his fun approach to tennis instruction.
And it's wonderful to see how international the game is and how if you can play tennis, the rules are the same, the people are the same, they're nice people, it's a game for life. And I hope that I'm a great enthusiast for the game and a promoter for the game of tennis.
He has trained personally 10,000 teaching pros. So his major effect in the teaching community not only just teaching children and adults, he's known as the teacher who teaches the pros.
2 baseball on the diamond tonight. The Orioles clashed with the White Sox. Great night for Mike Mussina, but he got no run support. Albert Bell went deep for the Sox, and the O's lose it 3-zip. Now, let's take a look at all of tonight's American League scores. The Braves hosted the Dodgers tonight at Turner. Bottom 2, and Atlanta's Andrew Jones sends a blast all the way and out. It's a 2-run shot, and the Bravos go on to win tonight. Final 4-1. Back to the scoreboard once again now for the senior circuit scores. So, the Courtney Alexander situation is one that we will be following closely.
Most definitely. You know, I could use a little bit of help with my tennis game.
That would be the guy to
That's
see,
where I
Dennis
needed to be
Vander.
tonight,
Well,
definitely.
he's there all weekend over at Boar's Head, and so if you have a chance, go check him out.
Maybe. Okay, thanks, Tom, and we'll be right back.
It's Customer Appreciation Days at Domino's. Get any pizza, any size, with any number of toppings for just $9.99. That's any pizza, any size, any toppings, $9.99. Call now.
Domino's! Hot! Wow! Now!
The end is coming for Sophus Plus in Charlottesville. It's shocking but true. Sophus Plus is closing the Charlottesville store forever. The entire inventory of quality name brand furniture must be liquidated now. Nothing will be held back. Choose from the biggest names at the best value. Everything goes regardless of cost or loss. Bring cash or check. Use Visa, MasterCard, Discover. 90 days, same as cash. Special selling hours, 7 days a week. Hurry to Sophus Plus, Route 29 North across from Walmart. Sophus Plus in Charlottesville is going out of business forever.
For the first time ever, get both cash and financing. That's right, both cash and financing during Brady Bushy's Ford Summer Sale-a-thon going on now. Get up to $2,500 customer cash and financing of 4.8% APR. You don't have to choose between one or the other because for the first time ever, you get both. Get up to $2,500 customer cash and financing of 4.8% APR both on 97 and 98 Popular Escorts, stylish Contours, America's favorite Tauruses, and the fun and safe Winstars. Shop Brady Bushy Ford Summer Sale-a-thon going on now and get both customer cash and low financing.
Toyota's Corolla clearance is on. Toyota's 97 Corolla clearance is on with $1,000 cash back. Thousands of new Corollas are priced for immediate sale, and now there's $1,000 cash back. It means some of the biggest savings ever. Corolla has a 30-year history of reliability and dependability, and now your Toyota dealer has Corollas in stock for immediate sale and $1,000 cash back while they last. See your Toyota dealer today.
With a little hard work and some careful planning by their teachers, Charlottesville summer school students got a taste of Hawaii without ever leaving the city limits. Students in grades K through 7 participated in a summer luau. Some of the day's activities included limbo competitions, tattooing, and even pineapple bowling.
We've been doing a tropical paradise theme for 2 weeks, and they've done murals, they've done grass skirts, they've done lays. We've been doing different things about the tropics, and today we are just coming all together and bringing all the camp programs together to celebrate.
And celebrate they did. The kids had a great time and learned about another culture along the way. And Tom James has one more word tonight.
Yes, recapping our big news in sports locally tonight, the Virginia Athletic Department received a big blow today. Cavalier basketball player Courtney Alexander was arrested on assault charges.
And of course, we'll probably have more details on that tomorrow.
No doubt about it.
Okay, thanks, Tom. And what's tomorrow going to look like weather-wise?
And it's going to be a warm morning. Temperatures are going to start out in the 70s and rapidly increase to around 90 degrees for the afternoon with less humidity.
Okay, sounds good. And thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Take care.
Boy, imagine me hanging with Motley Crue wearing my leathers.
Jay, you're breaking out the old leathers, I see.
Yeah, I told you I'd wear them if you guys
cool,
came on.
Man, you look good.
Yeah.
They look a little tight, Jay.
No, they're not tight. You're supposed to wear them tight. But let me ask you about that. I mean, I'm going to get chafed and sore. What
You
do
know
I
what,
do?
Jay, we got something that'll cure that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, check this.
Motley Crue X? Kill jock itch fungus?
From the NBC studios in Burbank, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, featuring Kevin Eubanks and The Tonight Show Band. And me, I'm Ed Hall. Tonight, Jay...